index and how sometimes it might be super high during the mornings. It also depends on when was your last meal. A lot of people are late. They
Breakfast eaters.
Yeah, no, they eat late in the night, and that also affects your glycemic index as well. Thank you, Alyssa.
Yeah, I don't do that. I'm an early dinner guy. Here. Yeah, I don't like
So you guys can try that and tell me what you think. Input is input.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it okay to mix vegetables with fruits together?
No, that's a great question. So
What was the question?
the question is
Is it okay to mix fruits and vegetables together?
that one? So it is not good to mix fruits and vegetables together. Earlier I was explaining the reason why we're doing that in this state is because a lot of people struggle with going cold turkey and going straight to greens. My goal as a health department educator is to educate you guys on the importance of going there, but in steps. It's not, you're not supposed to, because they ferment differently when they're passing through your body, and the fermentation is not what you want. Besides the fact that a lot of doctors will tell you that it's healthy to have a little bit of fermentation, it is not. The antioxidants that it produces are very different from the antioxidants that your body actually needs. So when you're thinking about that, think about the fermentation process.
So is taking probiotics a good thing?
That's a different type of stuff.
Okay.
Can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead.
When you do juices like this, you don't need to take probiotics. That becomes your probiotic.
Wait.
It's an excellent probiotic.
Wait. So it depends, again, on your dietary restrictions.
Sorry, sister, to impede on your...
It depends on what your dietary issues are. For example, someone with IBS and IBD needs prebiotics and probiotics. The reason is because their gastric acids are thrown off. So in order for them to not bloat and feel that tightness, they have to have additional support. They need more than you. So saying that you're not supposed to have any of that is
Probiotics?
Yes, they need pre and pro. When you're taking, because people with IBS and IBD, the gastric acids are not balanced. It also differs if you have a parasite, because a parasite gives you sensitivity to everything. You will bloat from no matter whatever you eat, you're going to have some type of bloating. But if you are just struggling with that one thing where you eat specific foods that are acidic and you bloat, then it's different. You need more probiotic than the average individual.
So let me try to understand then. Are you referring to somebody with a specific ailment?
With specific ailments. Someone
Okay.
on a natural basis, you don't have to, because it
Right.
provides everything that you need.
Yeah, so let me step back and rephrase it. If you don't have issues,
Right.
then the juice works as a probiotic. If you have ailments like the sister just said, then probiotics
Is a must.
of a sort may help you. So, but you know.
Yeah, they do. The more greens you intake, is the more you'll find you'll go to the bathroom, because your body. Sister Carol, you want to tell me something? We could talk about it later. Change, it's not changing. Espérate. Oh, you know what? It's probably off. No, it's on. Yeah, I put an apple in there. Yeah, the apple in there gives it that sweetness. However, if you guys want to just try it without the sweetness, go right ahead. I want to gradually get you into some of the heavy greens that I drink on a daily basis. It tastes very bland. Yeah, I can't change it. Can you change it, babe? Brother Mason? And the organic ginger is immensely strong. Like when I see organic ginger, I take it kindly because it's very, very potent. Yes. That's a great question. So there's different forms of parasites that you'll find. We naturally have parasites. That's one. Two, by taking a test, you can go to your doctor and say, hey, I've been having these bowel issues and I wanted to talk to you to maybe see if there's a parasite. The process of it is actually going to be, they're going to give you a kit. You're going to go home, put a sample in there of not number one, but number and, well, some people, listen, I do this all the time. And what you're going to do is you're going to take it, they're going to test it, and they're going to tell you what their findings are. So that's the best way. I don't go based on how you feel, but more so what facts say. Because you can feel somewhere and be wrong about it, but it's better to have the support behind what you're feeling. Growing up in Belize, one thing that we did do was we detoxed every single child during summertime. There was no rock left unturned. And what we did was we had this leaf, or I guess like a leaf that's called cerose. They call it, don't laugh, Sister Colleen, you're supposed to be helping me. And once you get that, it typically rids you of whatever. Yep. So if it's wiggling in there, it's going to wiggle when it come out.
Say that again. What?
It's called cerose. America has a tablet format of it. I don't think it's called the same thing in English, but I do know they have a mild version of it called Senna, S-E-N-N-A. Yeah, but I don't know if they say it the same way, so I don't know. S-E-N-N-A. Yeah. In Creole, I say it differently.
Yeah. So it's a leaf, and you boil it, and you drink it like a tea. No
sugar.
No sugar.
And
you drink it as a tea. It's a natural laxative.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Senna, I've had that. I have it in my house. Question about the parasites, because what's the symptoms though? Because I thought that's what she was wanting to know.
Symptoms per person differs. Mm-hmm. It depends if it's just, okay, for example, someone with a parasite in their stomach area, they'll have a lot of bloating and food sensitivity to everything that they eat. So no matter what it is, they're going to have some type of sensitivity. And I'm very sure that there are variations of symptoms, because I've only seen 2 cases of IBS and IBD that were parasitical, and they did have to get a para-detox in order for them to get better. But typically, when you go to the doctors and they do testing, they'll do a colonoscopy, and they'll do testing to find out. So definitely do a testing, do a stool sample, and see what their findings are. Sometimes they'll give you antibiotics, but sometimes it's not enough. Your body needs a little bit more. So, irritable bowel syndrome and irritable bowel disease. One is more mild than the other, yeah. So the symptom, the irritable bowel disease is when it's really bad, when you cannot go at all to the bathroom. You have food sensitivity to everything. Scientists are learning that there are parasites associated with some of these diseases. I don't know anything about it, really. I'm still studying that myself, because it was a really good documentary I've been watching so far about how parasites are associated with these things. But to find out for sure if you have a parasite, I would say to you to get a stool kit, go home and do a sample and see for sure what is causing your stomach issues. Yeah, I'm live on my platform too.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
When a doctor gives you a stool test, I mean, I know they always look to see if it's because if there's any cancerous stuff.
Not necessarily.
When they do a stool test, do they automatically test if there's parasites within that test?
You have to ask them.
Oh, you have to
For
ask
example, I remember there was a case of a young mom. She came in and parasites were literally coming out of her. And what they had to do then and there, she was in GYN. And unfortunately, I was there that day. So I got called to GYN to translate. And I went there, and she just had a baby, and she had parasites literally coming out. We took a sample of it, and we found out that it was coming from something contrary to what she thought it was. So definitely going in and getting a colonoscopy will definitely more define, or getting a stool kit to take home is good.
Oh, so when you take a colonoscopy, they automatically will see if there's parasites.
They'll see polyps. They'll see signs. Or, yeah.
That's a parasite, a polyp?
No. It's their signs that something's wrong.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm going to do gastro health with you guys because I did really like intestinal care. Polyps are like little bubbles, I guess you'll say. They'll be, okay, in your intestine, it has layers, right? And in the layers, besides the mucus that it produces, it has like these little people. And these little people will come out when you're eating food, and they'll grab, no, I'm serious. They'll put their little hands up and they'll grab whatever nutrients they can grab from whatever you're eating. Yeah, it literally,
What was that?
you guys are mean. Anyways. No, but it will, but I'm trying to explain it to you guys in a child form.
In a way that you will understand. Yes.
So that the little things will come up, they'll grab nutrients and say, oh, this is Z, this is K, this is whatever, this is what I need, and it will go back down. The issue is, or happens whenever they're coming up to grab nutrients from the intestinal wall, and the nutrient that they're getting is not what they need. It will swell up. And that's what causes barriers with nutrients absorption. Over time, it will be so swollen that your body will no longer absorb nutrients.
What's the next ingredient?
Oh,
Apple cucumber?
yes, cucumber.
Sister.
Yes, it's a part. Oh, you did it already? Sorry, I'm not watching the thing because they're asking questions. This is... Oh, thank you.
Lemon, parsley,
So this one? So, okay, with edema, I just want to, because you guys have great questions. There's like so much worse to go. So, edema, it's swelling. Too much water intake. Oh, the spelling is wrong? You gonna put me on the spot like that and we live? Oh, okay, I see it. It's fine. So, edema, you know something? You can go home. Go home. No, it's fine. So what I learned about edema is that a lot of times we're hydrating thinking that all we need is H2O. We need more than that. People with edema have an issue with getting the amino acids. So what happens is that the skin from certain fruits and vegetables have amino acids on there and they need to be soaked. I remember growing up in the village in Belize, my grandmother used to give us, how you call the thing? Orange? Or, yeah. Yes. Or sometimes she will take the skin and she used to, yeah, it doesn't taste bad at all. It has no taste, really. Yeah, the white portion of the inside. Yeah. It has the layer, the white layer on the outside and then the orange on the outside. Yeah. And when you peel the orange, yeah, you just take the skin itself.
Yes.
Come on now, Carolyn.
Orange peel tea?
It's an antihistamine. Antihistamine. But we also use the skin of some of these fruits as amino acids. So when you see people drinking stuff like this, like the picture is showing you for edema, it's literally for the amino acids. Now there are other ways of getting amino acids, but this one was effective according to a study for people with edema.
The papaya seeds.
I've heard about those.
I heard, right? Well, you've tasted those, right?
I'm actually allergic to papaya and watermelon.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Which is why some of the recipes are going to have watermelon in there, and I didn't do anything because I can't even touch it.
Well, listen, the papaya seeds, they taste like watercress, like a strong, pungent watercress. And it just, I've heard that is good for parasites. I'm not sure. The thing with natural remedies is that some of it has been proven and some hasn't. So a lot of people say stuff and it may be right or wrong, but we have to learn. We have to share information, you know.
But no, that is true. I'm learning that even the seeds from the apricots are essential in helping you to fight cancer. I have been doing some studies on it or reading or learning about it, but I'm not sure. I do know that there was a case back in the 50s where they were trying to find a cure for cancer, and the patients that had the apricot seeds were able to reverse their cancer versus the patient that went on medication. How, I don't really know. Well, the issue is that when they mix it, because it's called B17, when they mixed the B17 with medication, it made it a type of poison and people had died. But when they had the apricot seed by itself, apparently, according to that article, it helped to reverse the cancer.
Hey.
Just the seed, they crushed it and they had it in their, in like a drink.
Amen. Let me just share one little information. There's a website, there's a guy called Dr. Michael Greger, and he has a website. It's called Nutrition Facts. This guy is a medical doctor, but his mission is to read all the medical journals and everything that has to do with nutrition, and he spits it out. He puts a video up on it, a short clip, to kind of give you the science behind it, because a lot of the stuff with fruits and, you know, the natural nutrition, a lot of it has been proven and a lot hasn't. So his mission is to seek out the science behind it. So if you ever want to check that website out because you're not sure, or somebody told you about, let's say, the papaya seeds, for instance, do a search on his website to see if he has any information, because the information that he has is science. Nutritionfacts.org. Yeah, nutritionfacts.org. Yep.
Can you give her the mic, please, brother? Excuse me. The mic. The people on Zoom can't hear you.
Okay. One of the other fruits that they've used in cancer research is guayaba. Guayaba pulp and guayaba leaves.
Guava.
No, not guava. Not guava.
Oh.
Soursop.
Oh, okay.
Soursop. So soursop has also been used in some cancer studies very successfully, the pulp. But one of the things that even anybody with cancer, one of the worst things you could do is have any sugar in your diet.
Yes, that's very true.
Because one of the findings they find is, while we all have parasites, once you have an overgrown issue of that, where you have yeast stuff, then it's very detrimental to your body.
And
so sugar is our enemy.
The other thing is that over time the yeast comes onto your tongue like thrush.
Thrush.
Yeah, that word.
Thrush.
Thrush. And when it comes onto it, it does mimic IBS and IBD.
Okay.
So, for example, there have been a lot of patients in the past where you'll see the tongue starts getting white from the gastric acids not being balanced, etc., or the fermentation just being really bad. And it will come onto the tongue, and you'll see people walking around with white tongue and their breath has a different type of odor. And that's literally because your body is just trying to say, hey, something's wrong and you're not paying attention to the other symptoms, so I'm going to show you something else.
Okay. Well, one of the people that I read a lot of is Dr. Axe. And you may have heard of Dr. Axe, but for information like that, I go to Dr. Axe.
A lot of things determine health, you know.
And
I remember.
that's why, sorry,
No.
in some thing, when you do Ayurvedic medicine, one of the things they always do is they encourage you to scrape your tongue.
Yeah. Scrape your tongue. But there are medications that help with it, like nystatin and so forth. But if you're going to go the holistic route, then that's even better. Because while you're taking all those medications and so forth, you're causing additional damage to other organs, because medication is very damaging. So
What kind-
remember earlier when I was talking, sorry, you have a question? Peach.
It's peach. Okay.
Thank you. So this is what I was talking about having a plate. Your plate is going to look something like this, but you're going to be having additional food along with it, because if you just have fruits by itself, you're going to be so hungry while detoxing. Another thing about detoxing is that it takes 30 days. I don't care what kind of cleanse you're on, it takes 30 days for you to clean out your intestines, and it takes a couple weeks for you to clean your liver, etc. It's not something that happens in 2 weeks.
Sister,
Yeah.
have you ever done, I had a medical missionary friend of mine, preacher. He came over to my house and he gave me a cleanse. And I think it was 3 days. It was supposed to be 5 days, but we cut it down to 3. Who could do 5 days when they're working? But we did it for 3 days, and he has a broth that he makes with red cabbage and a little salt and sea salt. And we drank this for like 3 days, and it's supposed to make you go. It's to make, you know. So, but after a while, you go regularly. But after a while, you start seeing the inside of your intestines, like the skin coming out. It's like skin. It's not no longer feces. It's actually skin, and that's like it. Have you ever experienced that at all?
No,
It's
thank God.
And I don't know anything about it. I was at his mercy, but
doesn't faze me.
it was quite a cleanse. I would imagine that if you have that much buildup in your intestines, then maybe it is a good thing that every couple of years you do this kind of cleansing. And he said, yeah, that's going to help you absorb better the nutrition. Like, I don't know, I never did research. I was at his mercy. I'm learning. I'm learning too. You know, this was years ago. I like to research it now that I know a lot more about, you know, juicing and stuff. I've been juicing for like close to 15 years now, and just like sister here, that has cured me from osteoarthritis. I had what is this thing behind the knee? Nabiscus, or what's the thing? It's a part of the knee, right behind the knee. Anyway, it was a complex. I had a complex tear of the, whatever that is. I forget the name of it, but I saw it in my MRI and everything. And it's because I had stopped juicing and stopped eating good, and I started drinking up a lot of coffee and coffee makes, you know. Anyway, I couldn't even play basketball with my kids. I was limping, and it was very painful. So I went for the MRI. They wanted to operate. I said, you know what? I'm not going to operate. I went back to my routine, and I had, at my old church, I had the elders pray over me as well, and, you know, I'm cured. You know, I don't know. I haven't taken an MRI since, but I could play basketball and I could run like I used to, let me tell you, so.
That was the same case with me when I was diabetic and hypertensive. The first thing my doctor opted into doing was surgery, because at the time I had scoliosis as well, and my spine had bent in 3 places. Because I'm short. I'm short, and then on top of it, I have 250 pounds. My body could not support. It couldn't support it, and I went from being a size 0 to a triple XL. So the first thing the doctor did was they found that my leg was a little bit more into my hip, and I wasn't feeling it at all because naturally I feel pain when I'm walking. I couldn't sit up straight. I struggled to have energy to exercise. It was really hard because of the weight. Once I started to do, well, like I said, I got a holistic doctor. My holistic doctor gave me a cleanse. It was 30 days long. And when I mean 30 days, it was salad, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snack for 30 days. That's very hard. And fortunately, I had one of those holistic doctors that would say, Madeline, start here, and you're on your own. Call me back in 30 days. He didn't hold my hand, he didn't sugarcoat it, or maybe you should try like how I'm saying to have a little bit of sweets into your, he was like, no, straight 30 days, breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack, that's it. And after I did the first 30 days, I felt so dizzy, I felt tired, I was hungry. I went to bed early because I was hungry. And what I'm trying to do here with these fruits and stuff is try to educate people that you don't have to be hungry during a detox. Had I known what I know now, I would have had a better balanced meal plan, and I would have probably stuck to it a lot better, because sometimes doing it that way is immensely hard. You can pass out from doing salads, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snack. I had nothing else. You can eat non-processed foods like grapes, cherries, apples, anything that is not factory made. Right, it has to be raw for 30 days. You can have a green salad. Now, the issue with green salad is that you're not supposed to eat lettuce just by itself. You're supposed to have a mix of lettuce with your spinach and your greens, because lettuce by itself is not enough. You need other roughage to help clean out.
Romaine, not iceberg.
Yeah. No, listen, rice is the enemy. Let me tell you.
Oh, you made an enemy. You see?
That's what I said.
People in China, for people in India, for people not in Africa. They don't
I don't
eat
want
so
to wear
much
this
rice.
coat anymore.
So rice is a staple food. Since
I'm
It turns
saying,
into sugar, though.
what
too.
I'm saying is,
has to be-
earlier we were talking about substitution for rice. We talked about quinoa, not even brown rice.
No, it's not healthy. It's not healthy. No. No kind of rice. No kind of rice.
Get more
okay.
nutrition from
All right.
wild rice.
I've tried those different variations of rice, including basmati. Yeah, I've tried them, and they were not effective in what I was trying to achieve. So, and these, well, when you're diabetic, when it hits your stomach, it all turns to a type of sugar. You don't want that. It's starch. Listen, it sweetens up there. They're having a whole party.
Quinoa is not really a starch.
Madeline.
What about the quinoa? What happened to the quinoa when it landed in your stomach? It's not going to be turned into
It's
starch?
not the same.
What is that again? The quinoa and the
It's
other
a
one?
grain.
The quinoa and the other one? The quinoa and...
Couscous.
Couscous. Couscous. Couscous is in...
Quinoa is better.
Yeah, couscous is pasta, I think. That's what I'm saying.
Quinoa, the taste varies. For me, particularly at the time, they were both horrible. So what I do hope I'm planning on doing is showing you guys how I substituted them till I was able to eat quinoa and couscous on its own. So the cooking class is going to be an entirely different class that I'm hoping to go through with you guys.
I think the question that they're having is that couscous is a pasta, so why is that healthy to eat?
Ask the people, I don't know. Yo, he's cracking. No, I was pasta?
No. So stay away from
I'm not really
couscous.
sure if it has to do something more so with the manufacturing, because one is more manufactured than the other, or more manipulated than the other. Factory stuff, you want to more or less stay away from. The ones that are naturally grown, that just come out the ground, you wash it off and you can eat it, that's what you want to stick towards too. Can you get to the exercise one? Oh, you know what? I did have a treat. I actually made you guys bars.
You want me to run downstairs and get it?
Please. So the bars that I made, or they were not cooked at all. It was literally just peanut butter, oatmeal, and well, we can't have that in my bar. Peanut butter. Peanut butter, milk. You can. Oh. It's literally milk, oatmeal, peanut butter, some honey, because I prefer it without the honey because I feel like peanut butter is super sweet. Yeah, but you can also add strawberries to it. You can add cherries. I added sunflower seeds and like the I don't know what it's called, the stuff that they used to, pumpkin seed, yeah. Sure. And that's what I added. I wish I knew or had the time to make my own peanut butter, but I actually, my husband sometimes he'll buy the peanut butter from the store where you can just get the grinder, and it comes out in the thing. Yeah, the health food store. No, you know what it is? Earlier when you had the food downstairs and it was all that starch, the itis is kicking in. Oh, so it's hard. You guys, Alyssa's not my friend no more. So this is the bar that I was telling you about. I forgot it in the freezer. Yeah, you guys can have it tomorrow for brunch. But he's having a ball with this. But no, I would definitely want you guys to get into snacking on this homemade granola bars. Why? Because it's healthier than the ones you'll actually find in the stores. Yeah.
Almond butter.
No, you can make it with other things. I just, at the time, I figured peanut butter, everyone likes that, so I use peanut butter. Which one? For this one? I will be making them with you guys next month. You just you wanna get fit real quick, huh?
No, what I'm saying is after feeding us, what about the next day or next month? We want to learn how to do it.
I will be doing a cooking class on how to make everything that we were talking about today next month, or my next opportunity that I get. Now we're on exercise, everyone's favorite part. Okay, so I know the hardest part for everybody is actually exercise. Now, the good thing about juicing is if you stick to it, you have a good meal plan, you will have energy to burn when it comes to exercising. When I was dealing with my weight issue, when I was 250, I did not have it in me to get up and exercise. I was like, oh, I'll get it tomorrow. And it never happened. I just kept on getting bigger and bigger. It's a surprise Mason's still here. So the point is that you still need to exercise, y'all. No matter what you do, it's not going to work without exercising. I had a video playing, but I don't know why the video's not working there. With the Brother Ron, you tired, huh? With the exception of Brother Ron, these are exercises that you guys can do at home. You don't necessarily have to go somewhere. I preferably like fresh air. I'm an outdoorsy girl. I have no issues with getting dirty. And these are, if you guys want to, I do have a scheduled, what is it called? Water aerobics?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a water aerobics class that I want to take the entire church to. We have one. You know I'm not going to make these announcements without having the proper things in play. So I have went ahead and I've rented a pool for us to have that day with.
Yes.
You're going to be in water and you're going to be exercising.
Yeah. Yes.
All of us.
Yes.
Low intensity exercise.
And make sure
I
you
got
wear,
an entire pool.
Yes.
Don't worry, I got you. It's
Make
a
sure-
huge pool.
Make sure you wear your Adventist bathing suits, okay?
Is anyone, well, who on Zoom has questions?
Yeah. How do they ask questions? Brother Steve, those who are joining Zoom, how do they ask questions?
Is Mason?
Oh, sorry. Brother Mason?
Two pieces. No, I'm just joking. Go ahead.
If anybody's on Zoom, they can try again. We accidentally had it muted earlier. Sorry.
Oh. But exercise is essential, guys. My
Yeah, I
grandmother-
had a question.
Oh, go ahead.
I was trying to find out what are the vegetables that you juice, but I didn't get it.
The vegetables. Which kind of juicing are you interested in having? Because I have the presentation. I can just send it to you.
Well, something for energy, like because I juice carrots and celery, and I put a piece of apple in there with purified water. So I wanted to know if that was okay or if I need to do something else.
Are you B12 deficient?
Well, I take B12, the vitamin B12, the liquid.
Okay, so if
But
you're,
no,
if,
I'm just juicing it for my health. This is Sister Martha.
I would suggest that if you have low energy, definitely go to your nearest oncologist and get a B12 infusion. And then try, because the one thing I don't want to give advice is advice from one perspective. I don't know what level of energy you have, so I would suggest to go to your oncologist, ask them specifically for a B12 infusion, start there, and then start looking into juices that provide additional B12 support. Because at least whatever they give you there is going to be more effective than what I'm going to be giving you in juice form.
Oh, I see.
She says she's taking the liquids. What do you guys take on the bars? Is it too sweet? Well, I missed it. Dang it.
He said he liked it a little warmer.
We're not friends no more, brother Ron. But I'm going to definitely be looking forward to doing cooking classes with you guys because I'm hoping that eventually the food that we're eating at church changes. The other day we had juice at church and it was immensely sweet. And I was like, I told my husband, I was like, would they feel bad if I just juiced and brought it? Because from being where I'm at health-wise, I can't go back. I have to go forward. And on top of it, we have a lot of our members that struggle with diabetes, cancer, etc. And I'm hoping that whoever is in charge of food does not get offended, but we definitely need to start doing better. The rice needs to go down to an all minimum, for sure. Yes, have some rice, but not every single Sabbath. Let's try to switch it up here and there. I love pasta. They're all good options. We just have to get the church on board with it because a lot of us are not there where we're willing to go cold turkey and eat healthy. Listen, I'm telling you, it's part of my staple as growing up as a kid, so it's hard to change now. Don't. You guys eat rice? Rice. I must spank you. Oh, wait. Sorry, I didn't mean that. I said it already. Right? No, but rice in the morning is no great. Oatmeal is typically good.
Can you tell us anything about, I've been hearing a lot about insulin resistance, which makes a lot of sense. You know, because the foods that we eat just puts us up, down, and it creates havoc in our system, and people don't realize
Right.
what the effects of this on their bodies, and I think that's why we have a lot of sickness these days, not just in the church, but in general.
He's taking the topic I was actually planning on talking about. I was waiting for my molds to get here to go over this, because it is true. Our intestines are a huge part of who we are as people. Our cultures determine how we're going to maintain our livelihood. But I purchased these molds so I can literally pull them apart and show you guys what an intestines look like and how it works, the layers, because understanding it and physically seeing it will help to apply information a lot better. So let's wait till we get there, and then, because that's a really good topic on how it works.
And you know, guys, the reason I'm throwing this out, and I just today when we were praying, I said, pray for all the people that are sick out there. We just have too many brothers and sisters sick, and it's really getting to me. And that's why when it was time to pray, I said, just pray for all the sickness out in our church, and the people that aren't living their potential lives because they're sick, you know. And the thing is that this is the thing, guys. If your health is bad, you're not reaching your potential in the ability to connect with God. That's the bottom line. There's no sugarcoating it or anything. You have a potential, and I'd like to see all of us reach that potential, you know? And health is part of the journey of getting there.
Thank you. Yeah, I need to send pictures to conference, so can you? You want to make, she said to make it look like you're juicing. Oh, yeah. Another thing I like to snack on is mint and oregano leaves. Like, I naturally like snacking on them. Yeah. Yeah.
Is that fresh?
Yeah. Yeah. I snack on them because I have the issue of bloating. So I've learned that it helps immensely with that. But over time, I've just gotten so used to eating it, I'll just eat it. And that's where you want to get to. You want to get to when it becomes normal to eat it. Which one? Which basil? I don't know. I just know that I like snacking on, these are my preferences, oregano leaves and mint leaves.
It's like tobacco, chewing tobacco.
Mm-mm.
It's here. It's in here. It's here. It's right here.
Oh, you got a good job. You get some exercise on that job. You didn't exercise? Okay. One of the things you look at, like when you go to an Indian restaurant, you realize when you leave, they always give you those tiny little seeds.
With the seeds? Mm-mm.
What's the seed again? It's coriander, is it? Is it coriander? What's the seed, the tiny little seed? Fennel. Thank you. It's fennel. And that's also good for your digestion. So those tiny little fennel seeds, they give you, have you been to an Indian restaurant when you come out? They'll give you a little spoonful of seeds. What is this? Never mind. It's fennel seeds, and it's very good also for your digestion. Yeah. Yeah.
No, I didn't know. See,
That's,
we're learning
that's also
together.
good for digestion.
We are learning
Fennel.
together, which I'm grateful for.
Here you go, sister. Oh, see. We want to be on YouTube.
But no, definitely, I think when I do the, just so you guys know, cooking classes, I'm hoping everyone brings a book and pen because I want to go over recipes, and we're going to start off with being part gluten and part non-gluten. Why? Because I'm hopefully that everyone transitions over to the healthier option, which would be gluten-free items. But in the process of doing that, I understand that no one can go gluten-free right away. So we're going to gradually get each other there, hopefully. The goal is not that we live till 100. If that's great, that if it happens, it happens. Listen, my great-granduncle is 104, 105, and he's still he just had a cane recently. He just started on a cane. And I go and I harass him every so often, honestly, like he probably me. But no, my grandparents did really well with their health. And I'll just go over every so often. I like to bother my grandparents a lot. But it's kind of like just to like, you know, keep them moving and doing different things. You guys have seen my grandma, well, some of you guys have seen my grandmother before. She looks fairly young. She old.
You were saying, sister, about a goal. The goal is to...
The goal is to be healthy and enjoy life. If we make it to 100, that's great. But what is it worth if we're hitting 65 in wheelchairs?
It's the quality, not the quantity of years. It's the quality. While you're here, you don't want your kids taking care of you or changing your diapers.
Mine told me she's not doing it. Can you please get this mic?
We might gonna need to learn how to plant that quinoa thing, because if we're not allowed to eat rice, so yes.
We're gonna plant it in your yard?
Yeah, wherever that we can plant. Maybe in the Philippines we have
She's
to teach
joking.
them. Yeah, how to plant the quinoa. Because if rice is not good for us to eat, then we have to...
And that's the thing. Remember how when God was talking to the disciples, he was telling them about abandoning their traditions? Because sometimes these are some of the downfalls that happen by following traditional stuff.
Because I know Philippines, we don't have that quinoa. We have rice. I think we don't have.
Yeah. Change is hard. It's not going to be easy. Change is not easy, but eventually we can get there by educating each other. Oh, sorry.
We didn't have this about this the food prepared on the freezer company thing. We didn't have pizza at that time. We didn't have hamburger at that time. So I think that's the reason why we need to have this kind of pictures.
Yeah.
To go back to the
Basics. From my personal experience, I can tell you that being 250 has opened my eyes to understanding why obesity is the way it is. Initially, when I was a size 0, I could never relate. I just thought, oh, that person is just lazy. When I became 250, I was like, I don't have the energy to work out. I just want to sleep and eat. That's when I started understanding life from their perspective, which is why I'm saying what I'm saying about having a healthy diet while detoxing. If you don't have a game plan, how are you going to make it to the finish line? So you have to have a healthy diet plan while you're detoxing in order to get the most out of detoxing. You cannot detox and think, oh, I'm already drinking, so I don't have to eat the right way. They go hand in hand. And you can't think because you're drinking and eating that you don't need exercise. Because your hemoglobin needs oxygen in order to stay in your body. If it has no oxygen, then you're in trouble. You're going to find out you're anemic. Next thing you know, you're going to have your myocytes are going to start dying. You're going to have some type of cancer, and that's not what you want. You want to be using all the essentials that God gave us. He gave us sunlight, water, fruits, exercise. We have, like, the crazy thing is that he's given us everything, and we're just sitting there like, yeah, you said to eat this, but I'm gonna eat this. And we're eating pizza, and I wish I had a slice right now, but I'm not supposed to eat those things anymore. I'm just joking, guys.
Most of it is it's really cultural too.
Yeah, it's very cultural.
Because like in my culture, I'm part Trinidadian, part Jamaican. And sorry. Yeah. So in my culture, I'm part Trinidadian and part Jamaican, and like a typical dish for us will be like rice and peas, macaroni pie, fried fish, stewed chicken. Yes, fried fish, stewed chicken, lo mein. Yeah, it's like a lot of starch. Dumplings, we like fried dumplings, we like fried bake, we like a lot of stuff. And like virtually every single member in my family either has diabetes or high blood pressure, right? And it's like when I took a step back, I was like, why are we eating like this, right? What's the purpose of having rice and peas and macaroni and cheese? You can't hear me? Okay.
It's so hard to hear. I can't hear anybody.
I'm so sorry. Okay, well, it's Sister Martha. Okay, yeah. So, yeah, basically was questioning what is the purpose of having rice and peas and baked macaroni and cheese and lo mein on the same plate? What's the purpose of having fried fish and stewed chicken? And and the way how we make stewed chicken in the Caribbean, we take brown sugar and oil and we burn the sugar. And we take the sugar, the chicken, and we brown. That's how you get a nice brown color. That's how you get it. That's how you get the nice brown sugar. But when you think about it, right, you're literally putting sugar on your chicken. And then you're frying it.
That's true.
But that's a cultural thing, right? And we like to eat that. For breakfast, we had fried bake.
Hold on. Turn the mic to me. I know you're not saying that when you just told me you eat rice for breakfast. No, it's true. Cultural foods will be the ones to really get you. Because, especially I remember when I told my abuelita, before my grandmother passed away, my abuelita, I used to tell her, abuela, I'm trying to diet. And she goes, okay. And then she'll come with bacalao, and I'm like, okay, I'll eat some now, but next week I start dieting, grams. It's so hard. And then on top of it, she was already in her 90s cooking, and I couldn't say no.
And that's another issue. That's another issue too. Yeah.
With rice.
But see, that's another issue too that Madeline mentioned, food pushing. There's a lot of food pushing in a lot of cultures. Like a child will say, I'm not hungry, I don't want food. Oh, just eat a little more. Just eat a little more. Just have a little more. Because we associate food with love. You understand? So if you feed, it's love.
That's true.
Oh, I'm cooking. You're not eating my food. Oh, that's another thing also, right?
Yes. So it's food guilt. Pretty much, yes. Yes.
But we learned a lot. I'm going to prepare for the cooking class. Brother Ron, can you pray for us so we can close out?
Where's the cooking class? Tomorrow?
Yeah. Next month.
Hello,
Okay, so,
hello, Sister Madeline.
Yes, Sister Martha?
thank you.
Hello.
That's Sister Leah.
Sorry.
It's good. Thank you. Do you have any questions, Sister Leah, before we...
I have a query.
Okay.
What can you comment about if you are following Dr. Esselstyn, McDougall, and Colin Campbell? They emphasize carbohydrates.
Really?
Yeah.
My professor has taught me that you're not supposed to cut out every single... So when I was going to school, my professor was telling me that you're not supposed to cut out every single thing out of a food group out of your diet because everything is there for a reason. So I would say to you first to know what your dietary restrictions are and abide by them. Because I might say, oh, that sounds like foolishness, and for your dietary restriction, it might be exactly what you need. So go based on what your holistic doctor is saying, if that's what you're going to do, but also follow up with your PCP so that you're not overdoing the holistic remedies and that you can somewhat meet your health in the middle.
I think that's a concept of a balanced diet.
Yes.
Right. You don't eliminate one food group, but you have to balance things out. Right. And I can tell you, I mean, I do my best in doing that, and I think for the most part I'm being successful because and on my age compared to like members of my family, my brother included, and cousins and so forth, I'm the only one who's not taking any medication today.
Wow.
Everybody's taking like, what is it, high blood pressure pill, right?
Amlodipine.
Some are diabetic, you know, but by God's grace, I'm only taking vitamins, that's it. Nothing else. So praise the Lord for that.
Can you close us up, brother?
All right, so can I invite everybody to stand up? Let's have our closing prayer. Always constantly getting into trouble because we refuse to listen to the things that you have outlined for us in your precious holy Bible. And I pray, Father, that through this we will be able to open up avenues amongst us here at the Heights to be more tuned in with what health laws and what prescriptions the Bible is saying for us to keep ourselves healthy and strong throughout the days of our lives. And I pray, Father, that you will continue to be with us, and certainly with Sister Madeline being our health ministry director now, to lead us into these activities and into the knowledge so that we can gain life-changing and life-saving information, Father, based all from the Bible, so that we can be healthy and strong and be able to support one another and serve you to the best of our health. This is my prayer in Jesus' most precious name. Amen. All right, thank you, Sister Madeline and Sister Lisa.